How to do deep research for free. Hi guys, as you probably know, a few days or weeks ago, OpenAI released a new ability which is called deep research. It costs $200, and many people cannot afford $200, and some people just don't want to pay this amount. So in today's video, I want to share with you a few tools that I'm using in order to do deep research or deeper, quote unquote, research. Some of them I've already covered in my channel, and besides these, I'm going to share also a new project that I found that is actually free. You just need to pay for the API calls. So if you connect to DeepSeek, it's going to be very cheap, or if you connect to a Google model, it's going to be practically free. Before we dive into that new repository or project, let me share with you a few alternatives. The first alternative, which is very powerful and very useful, is Google Deep Research. You can find it over here, gemini.google.com. I think it costs like $20 monthly. You need to come over here and you choose the model 1.5 Pro with Deep Research. And basically, you tell Google what you would like to research. Then it is asking you a few clarifying questions or showing you the plan. You can adjust the plan, and then it's going to scan, search for many references, and then it's going to scan and scrape all these references, and afterwards it's going to build a knowledge base or a summary or an article. And after it's built the article, you can start having conversation with the LLM about the findings. So this is very powerful. Let's start with an example. I would like to conduct a research about use of agentic frameworks in enterprises in 2024. Let's close the voice typing. I would like to conduct a research about use of agentic frameworks in enterprises in 2024. So let's copy this because we will use this also in other. Okay. So as you can see here, it's showing us the plan. Then we can either edit the plan, which is I would like to conduct a research about use of agentic frameworks in enterprises in 2024. Find research papers and articles published in 2024 about the use of agent-based modeling in enterprises. Find case studies, find information about different agent-based modeling frameworks, find information about the benefits and challenges of using agent-based modeling in enterprises, find information about the future trends of agent-based modeling in enterprises. Let me change this. I'm not talking about agent-based modelings. I'm talking about AI agents such as AutoGen, AI, LangChain, etc. Let's adjust the plan, and afterwards you will see it takes a while to do the research, but you will see in a moment it's going to start looking in many different references, and it's going to create a report. Now this is very valuable, costs $20 per month, and it does amazing work. It also works pretty well on human beings. So if you have a prospect that you would like to conduct outreach or cold outreach or sales meeting, and you want to learn more about the prospect, definitely check this tool out. As you can see here, it's starting to scrape many resources. In a moment, we will come back to this. Now let's move on to the next alternative, which is Storm by Stanford. This is a free alternative. It's mostly working well for it's more academic in a way. I created research about Yaron Been the entrepreneur myself, and it did hallucinate quite a few times. But this is also related to the fact that I don't have many citations in Google. Let's use the same topic. So I would like to conduct a research about agentic frameworks in enterprises in 2024. Then it is asking us the purpose. This is for market analysis. And then it is basically using 3 or 4 agents under the hood. It also shows you the agents that it is using. As you can see here, kind of similar process. Like here, it starts browsing many different websites. So let's see, for example, don't know if it's related. Navigating biosafety regulatory framework for genetic engineering in Africa, a focus I'm not sure it's related. Hopefully it knows how to clean up the data, but we'll see what it generates in the end. Storm works pretty well when you want comprehensive stuff about things that have a lot of data and things that have more historical data based on my impression. So if you're looking for new stuff or about specific human beings, it might hallucinate a lot. So you should avoid using Storm for stuff that is more up to date or specific prospects. You can see the brainstorming process. So we have the genetic algorithm expert. Obviously, it completely misunderstood the fact that I'm looking for agentic. Maybe I had a typo over there. Then we have the basic fact writer. Then we have the organizational structure analyst. These are just different agents, as you can see. And then we have the enterprise resource planning specialist. Now let's see what was my... Okay, so here we have the summary. You can download it as PDF. Let's see. The use of agentic frameworks in enterprises is an emerging topic in the context of generative artificial intelligence, with significant implications for business operation and strategic decision making in 2024. So far, so good. As you can see, it shares the sources. Let's see, background. The increasing adoption of generative artificial intelligence has transformed various industries, particularly healthcare and technology, which exhibit significant economic potential in this area. Let's go down, methodology. So as you can see, it's really like in academia. In conducting research on the use of genetic frameworks in enterprises in 2024, a systemic structured approach is essential. This methodology is designed to leverage innovative strategies drawn from evolutionary principles to enhance problem solving and optimization within organizational context. Let's go to the summary. I think it completely did like a mix and match between genetic, agentic, stuff like this. So I'm not sure that this is works so well. But again, if you would come here and start a new session and write, I want a detailed research about how to train muscles to failure in order to achieve maximum hypertrophy. So this type of stuff, it will do amazingly. So you cannot follow, but please input a topic you would like to learn more about. Okay, let's see. I don't know why it is throwing this error. Let's see if we adjust this. Anyway, it's not the point of the video, but I just got sucked into showing you this tool. I think now it isn't throwing the error. Anyway, yes, it is throwing an error. I'm not sure what is the origin of this error. Anyway, let's go now to Gemini, see what it did. So I've completed your research. Feel free to ask me follow-up questions or request changes. We can open this in Docs. And we are going to get a pretty comprehensive summary. So also very well structured introduction, AI agent adaptation in enterprises, benefits of using AI agents in enterprises, enhanced decision making, for example, challenges of implementing AI agents, AI agent framework, so LangChain, AutoGen, QAI, semantic kernel, case studies, future trends, conclusions, and work cited, which is very nice. Now, do you know anything about the company called Klarna? Klarna went heavy on using AI, LLMs in their organization. Let's see. Okay. In 2024, Klarna successfully leveraged Gen AI to replace a workload of 700 customer services agent. Can you elaborate about this? As you can see, you can just start chatting with all the resources, which is very powerful. By the way, you can also decide that you take all the resources, pose them in Notebook LM, and then get a podcast based on this research, etc. Anyway, moving forward, we also have Perplexity, which because the video is becoming a bit longer, I'm going to skip because I'm sure that you guys know Perplexity. Before we move forward, just a friendly reminder that if you're interested in learning more about AI agents and automated workflows, stuff like this, you can either subscribe to my channel or check out my newsletter, which is called No Fluff. You can find it at nofluff.online. The link is in the description. I just share like every week a few bullets about stuff that I stumbled upon, new workflow that I started implementing, etc. The results, I mean, the feedback is pretty positive, so I highly recommend that you check it out. Again, free. Now, what I actually wanted to share with you today, which is already the video is becoming way longer than expected, is this new repository that is called Deep Research. Let's open the repo, which is gaining traction. As you can see, they already have 8K stars. And basically what Deep Research does, it's kind of a substitute to the deep research that was provided by OpenAI. So basically, you give a few topics, you decide from how many angles you would like to research the topic and how deep do you want to go in each angle. And based on this, the script or the repository, or however you want to call it, the Python script is going to send a query to the search engine results page. It's going to process the results by scraping them, and then it is going to create basically a summary. So the features are iterative research, performs deep research by iteratively generating search queries, processing results, and diving deeper based on findings. Intelligent query generation, so it uses LLMs to generate targeted search queries. We can configure the parameters to control how wide and how deep the research goes. The installation is pretty straightforward. You can clone the repository, npm install. Then you need to have Firecrawl, which if you guys don't know what is Firecrawl, I highly recommend it to check it out. It's a solution for scraping websites that is actually LLMs ready. Have different types of solutions, but what I recommend is just you create an API key. As you can see over here, I created an API key. Then you press it in the .env file. Then you add your OpenAI API key. I'm sure that you know where to find it. Then you need to just follow these instructions, and then you hit the npm start. Now I will show you an example of the flow, as I'm hoping that you can see it over here. Let's see. Okay, so let me increase the size of the terminal. So I told it, what would you like to research? So I said use of agentic frameworks in enterprises. Then it asked me what is the breadth. So just to save on API calls and time, I said 1-1 in terms of depth and breadth. Then it is asking me a few clarifying questions. So could you clarify what you mean by agentic frameworks? For instance, are you referring to frameworks that enable autonomous decision making in enterprises, or exploring theoretical models of agency in organizational structures? So I said AIAgents. Then it asked me which specific functions or industries are you interested in? So I said nothing specific. Then it asked me, are you looking at empirical studies and case examples of agentic frameworks, or is your interest mainly theoretical and conceptual? So I said mostly based on case studies. And then it created first query, so empirical case studies on AI-driven agentic frameworks in enterprise decision making. Then it defined the research goal. So the goal is this query to identify and analyze case studies where AI agents have been implemented as part of autonomous decision-making processes within enterprises. And then he just started looking in Google and started scraping the results, and eventually it creates a summary or a report. Let me show you an example of a report that it created about myself. I asked it to create a report. No, we also have this example. So this is the final report on agentic frameworks. So this report examines the emergence, applications, technical architecture, and case studies evidence around agent. Let's do board rep. Okay. Okay, agentic frameworks in this context refer to AI systems termed agentic AI that empower autonomous decision making, orchestrate multi-step actions, and continuously adapt to dynamic conditions in real time. Then we have the introduction and overview, then emergence of agentic AI in enterprises, so context and industry adaptation, healthcare, example in finance, example in transportation, etc. Then we have empirical validation through case studies. So it is sharing different case studies. Then it highlights potential challenges. So adversarial threats, hallucination risk, which is very correct, emergent behaviors. Then it covers technical architecture framework for agentic AI. A few case studies. So let's see if it shares interesting deployments. So this is a study conducted by Park et al. Adversarial hallucination. Okay, we covered this. Okay, let's see the conclusion and then we will start concluding. Okay. Agentic frameworks are emerging as a disruptive force in enterprise systems, as evidenced by the transformative work of global leaders and empirical validity showcased in recent case studies. The multi-layered technical architecture spanning advanced perception, decision-making, action execution, and dynamic feedback loops provides a roadmap for enterprises striving to harness autonomous decision-making. Let's see, anything interesting? Seems pretty generic, but as you can see, we didn't go deep. We only covered 1, 2, 3, 4 resources. That's because when I defined the depth and breadth of the research, it was 1 and 1, but obviously we can define to be like the depth could be 5 and the breadth can be 10, and then it will be way more comprehensive, and obviously it will probably obviously it will cost more and also take longer. But as you can see, this is pretty powerful and pretty exciting. Let's see if I covered everything that I wanted to cover. I guess I did. How to install, yes, we shared. Example. So I showed you a different example. I also did another example about researching myself. Don't think I need to show it to you guys. I don't want to make the video any longer. Let's jump into the conclusion. So today we covered different ways, different alternatives for conducting deep research. First one was Gemini, the 1.5 Pro with deep research, which is amazing. I really highly recommend checking it out, especially if you're looking for more up-to-date stuff and also for prospecting. We also covered the Storm, which is a solution provided by Stanford. Usually it works better, I must admit. Today we encountered a few issues. I mainly recommend using this for more academic stuff or stuff that isn't updated. And then we also cover this new repository, which is called Deep Research, which seems very promising and it's gaining a lot of traction on GitHub. That's it for today, guys. If you have any suggestions or feedback, leave them in the comment section below. Obviously, like and subscribe. And until next time, keep on automating.